Hi, let's take a little walk. I'm busy at my computer, but I thought I'd just come out and get some air, take a pause, take a breath, and have a chat with you. And that's one of the things that I always stress in the snippets and with my clients and my free classes. I'm always stressing the need for a pause. Just take a second. If we start doing that with intention and we practice it over time, what we're doing is we're learning how to respond to our lives instead of react to our lives. Now, one of the things that we do, those of us who struggle with alcohol, what we do is we react. We react very quickly and usually without thinking. Now, the problem with that is when we're triggered to drink, that means before we've even thought about it, we're already drinking. And worse, get this. If you're still drinking and you haven't figured out how to quit yet, if you do stop and think about it, you're more likely to drink. Let me say that again. Let me explain that again. When we're triggered to drink, if we pause, breathe, and connect, which is a 3-step strategy I teach for overcoming triggers, we can move through a trigger and come out the other end without drinking. But if we pause and think, we're more likely to drink. And so when I was triggered, I would no, I don't, I'm triggered. It's wine o'clock or whatever was triggering me. It's time for that drink. It's after work. This is when I usually have my drink, but I don't want to drink. Okay, let me think this through. Well, I could just wait an hour. I could do that. And I try to talk myself out of it. And of course I drank every time, because what we're trying to do is use our mind to talk us out of what our mind wants us to do. It's like we're trying to use the same thing that's getting us into trouble to get us out of trouble, right? We're triggered. What's triggered? Our mind, our feelings, right? And so if we stand there and try to argue with ourselves, it's hopeless. And so the way that I teach people to overcome triggers is to not think, that's for sure. We pause, we inhale, exhale, we pause, we breathe, and then we connect with others. But of course, this presupposes that you have someone to connect with. And if we go back to that idea, I'm always constantly reminding people that we cannot do this alone. If you can quit drinking alone, you don't have a problem with alcohol. You don't need me, you don't need the snippets, you don't need the strolls, you don't need to be listening to this. You just quit drinking. You just do it and it's over with. I help people who've tried and can't stop drinking. That was me. I lived that for over 30 years. And so in order to overcome a trigger, I teach a 3-step process called a pickup. And I'm going to give that to you live and walk you through it and show you how to do it in Masterclass I'm doing this April 26th, which is a Saturday, coming up in about a week and a half from now. And that plus a whole lot more to overcome cravings and triggers. So that's what that class is about. But in short, here's what it is. The pickup is PIC. The P is the pause. So it's just a matter of we got to stop dead in our tracks. When we're triggered, we're on autopilot. And so we have to stop dead in our tracks no matter what we're doing, and then immediately go into deep breathing. Because if we pause and think, we're going to drink. There's something to remember. If I pause and think, I will drink, okay? But if you pause and breathe, you stand a chance of getting through that trigger. So we pause, we breathe, and we don't just stop and go, well, now how do I breathe? What do I do? How do I breathe? We learn the breathing in advance, because otherwise we're trying to figure it out. We're triggered. So what we want to do for a trigger is plan ahead, learn ahead, know, be armed, be ready in advance. So we pause, we breathe, which is the I, P-I-C, the I, inhale, right? And then the C is we connect. And who do we connect to? We connect to our support system, our accountability system of individuals that we've set up in advance, that we have there, that we are connected with. And this way, by taking these 3 steps, you can move through trigger after trigger after trigger. And here's something else I want you to know about triggers. I have a lot to say about this, so come to the class, because this is super quick. The thing about triggers is once we've gone through a few of them, like not drank, gotten through them without drinking, they very quickly ease up. They very quickly stop coming. It's like the voice in the back of your mind says, Oh, lately, every time I try to get her to drink, she doesn't. She's not falling for this anymore. It's like, it seems like I can't get her to drink, and so the voice quiets. It quiets itself down. And before you know it, you're like, geez, I can't remember the last time I was triggered or even craving. So this is just a taste of what I'm going to be teaching on August 26th, which is a Saturday coming up, depending on when you're seeing this. If you're seeing it in the future, you missed it. August 26th at 9 a.m. Pacific, which is noon Eastern, I'm going to spend an hour and a half with you and show you how you can set yourself up so that triggers and cravings are not these big scary things anymore, so that you can learn how to overcome them, how to connect, how to build the alcohol-free life that you want. It is time, if you're an over 40 woman struggling with alcohol, it's time to join the growing number of women who are living now alcohol-free. There's a movement out there and it's getting traction. It's getting bigger and bigger. It's getting amazing. And you want to be in on it. You don't want to be the one on the outside struggling with alcohol, creating health problems at this phase of our life. Is just what, right? We're over 40 already. Most of us in my world are over 50, over 60. Aging alone is a risk to our health. The last thing we need to do is add to that by drinking, right? So there's so many reasons to quit. The relationship, there's our mental health, how we feel about ourselves. Anyway, sidetracked. The point here is, let's connect Saturday, April 26th, and let me show you how to start your alcohol-free life and also how to be connected so that you're not trying to do this alone. Thanks for strolling with me. Don't forget to get your snippet, the Sober Living Snippets for 40 plus women. That's my baby. I'm Becca Jacobson, and I look forward to seeing you April 26th. The link is in the description of this video and also on the snippets. See you soon.